सिंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर। हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा
कृष्ण कृष्ण
कृष्णा
कृष्ण
हरे हरे
हरे हरे
हरे राम हरे
हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्ण। So, just a minute. Hare Krishna. So we will continue our discussion from where we left off last Sunday. Basically, we are discussing the 10 benefits of cultivating values and mastering the mind. So in that, only one benefit we could cover, but we discussed elaborately, especially on stability in sadhana or chanting 16 rounds. So we discussed elaborately on that, how to chant with complete attention and with a controlled mind. So today we'll go to the next. Um, also we discuss some of the verses also from Bhagavad Gita. Today we'll start with the next benefit, that is freedom from inner conflict. Yeah. So freedom from inner conflict. So this is one of the struggle also when the mind. This is basically one of the benefit that our mind and the inner conflict that happens because of not having stable mind, that goes away. So what happens is whenever, I'll just share you this document also. Yes. Yeah. So freedom from inner conflict. Please read this, one of you.
Freedom from inner conflict. When our values are clear, the mind becomes peaceful. Most inner conflict comes from question like, should I do this or not? What will people think? Maybe compromising is okay this time. But a person fixed in principles does not waste mental energy in constant debates.
Yeah. So this is how my voice is audible to everyone.
Yes, Prabhu, clear.
Yes,
Yeah.
Prabhuji.
Okay. So freedom from inner conflict. So when our values are clear, the mind becomes very peaceful. When the values are clear. But what happens most of the time, inner conflict comes because we are not able to decide, should I do this or not, or what people will think, log kya kahenge. So once the, I think one of the session was there, one devotee gave the session, topic name was log kya kahenge. That was the topic name. Basically what will people think? So many even devotees also sometimes they may get into this. What will people think if I practice Krishna consciousness? What if people get to know about this? What will they think about me? Yeah, so sometimes mind becomes too much into this thing, and that's why it is not able to focus. Or sometimes it says, okay, let us compromise in this time. Yeah, like in the company, somebody is working in a company or going to the college where people are not aware about your practicing Krishna consciousness. So how do we deal in that situation? So always there is some conflicts come. What will people think? Should I go or not? What should I do? So such thing comes. But the thing is, a person fixed in principles does not waste mental energy in constant debates. So what happened? A person who is already fixed in principle, that he knows, he's convinced what he is very clear with his all the things. And that's why we see that uh, the great souls, as soon as you ask them some question, immediately they tell the answer. Or if you give them some situation also, they are easily able to make it to that thing, because what we say, conviction is very much there, and also values are also there, that oh, I why should I fear for anyone? Suppose a employee or a devotee has to go for some the project party or something is there in the company. So now one can directly tell him that, see, I follow such and such thing, and because of that I don't take this onion, garlic, and other things. So please, I can come with you, but I will not be able to take this. And the person may say that, oh, if you don't take, it will not look good. Something you should take. And you can say, no, no problem. I will do serving or some kind of thing you can say. That time we can go for a call or something. But basically, we should be very clear with them that I am not going to compromise. Yeah, I cannot compromise. Whatever people think, that this is my thing. If you want to accept me, then you have to accept me with my all the, what we say, things, limitations, or whatever you call. It has to be taken like that. Like one devotee, once he was saying that uh, he wanted to, what we say, uh, he wanted to tell at home about no onion garlic. So then he was thinking what to do, how to tell him. Should I tell him, or should I tell the parents? If I tell, what they will tell, what they will think about it, and whether they will give permission or not. So a lot of conflict was going on. So
Prabhuji, your
then,
voice is breaking for us.
whereas another devotee, when Hare Krishna,
Voice is
Little,
cracking,
little breaking. Little.
and we can't see you as well. Suddenly the screen became black.
yeah. Now,
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji, it's audible now.
It's audible, no?
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
okay.
Okay.
It's already.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was saying that, so this devotee, he wanted to, what we say, so one devotee was having such conflict, and a lot of convincing also he was little difficult. Another devotee came and he said that, Prabhu, I am also planning to wear kantimal. He said, oh, did you take permission from your parents? Ah, yeah. He said, yes, I told them. And he said, oh, what did they say? Did they agree? He said they were not agreeing. They said that they will not. So he said he was ready. If they said that, okay, they will give some sabji or something. And he said, okay, I will take only rice and dal. Whatever doesn't have onion garlic, I will take only that much. I'm okay. Then mother, seeing the situation of the son, she said, okay, you are so adamant. Okay, I'll make separate sabji for you and give. So that's how she agreed. So he was very firm in his, what we say, vow, or that I want it and I want to do it. And then others had to follow that. And then later what happened is, then one more question was asked to this boy. We asked that, what about your relatives? What if relatives will say that, oh, yeah, we love you so much, we want to give you nice food prepared by you, why you are not coming to our home, and like that. So this devotee gave very nice answer. He said that if they really love me, then they will be ready to make what I want to eat, not that they will make something which I don't want to eat. Yeah. So if they are really, see, you love me, then you should make what I like. You should not make something else. And that's why immediately the relatives were ready. They said, okay, you want this, we will carry. And he used to carry prasadam also for them. He used to carry different things from the temple and all. So slowly, slowly, they also became favorable. So that is how we see that if the inner conflict comes when there is no proper conviction or the values are lacking, so then we start thinking whether I should take decision, what should I do, what people will think. So then a lot of time it takes in that particular conflict. Otherwise, if we are clear from our side, then things becomes very easy. Yeah, anytime you can just, yeah, for some devotees it becomes the things are very easy, you don't have too much worry about. They will just go on this in the spiritual life, no much trouble, and things go very smoothly. For some devotees, then it takes little time, because always there are two options every time, multiple options. So then one has to really think. So of course this it's a nature also. One's nature can be like that from the beginning, but the nature also can be changed by having a strong conviction, determination. Yeah, so that has to be cultivated. So that is what is said here. Now you see the past, one practical example is also given. A devotee is saying that I will not lie, even if it gives me some material benefit. So now he goes to the office, and lying could help him escape the trouble. But then still, because he is very fixed, he's confusion free. He says, okay, I'm not going to do it. I don't want to get into these things. So his mind is not troubling him anymore. Whereas the person who is without values, what happens to him? He starts thinking, should I lie or not? What if I get caught? What will happen? Others are also doing, should I do it? So gets caught in this kind of conflict. So basically, here it is said, a disciplined mind becomes calm when guided by strong values. So these strong values are very, very important. I see in Rajesham Pro also, very strong. Proj is having very strong values. So you can't immediately Proj takes decision. Complete the statement, Proj is already ready with his decision. Yeah, so and Proj keeps changing the decision also based on what you tell. Like you tell one time one thing, Proj will say, oh, you should not go for it or something. The second time you say, then say, oh, very nice. So it depends on how we basically how we tell about the situation. Proj will immediately take the decisions in that way. So clear principles act like traffic signals for the mind. They reduce confusion and they help us take decisions peacefully and confidently. So that's why discipline is very much required. And that's why we get up early in the morning, discipline the mind from the early morning time itself, chanting and all the activities we do, that disciplines our mind. Even our lifestyle, that is also very much helpful to make the mind disciplined. So this is very important. Okay, any questions in this regard? Uh, Freedom from inner conflict. Then we'll go to the
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Yes, bro.
Prabhuji, so by having a proper and strong
Yeah, you're
discipline,
supposed to come here, no? Personal.
Prabhuji, the door was closed, Prabhuji. That's why. Can I come now, Prabhuji?
Door is open only.
Okay. We are coming, Prabhuji.
No. Anybody else has question? Okay. Gamana from that. Yes, Shivam Krishna.
Uh, I mean, these values which we were talking about, Prabhuji, but I mean, it takes a really lot of time for cultivating such values, Prabhu. I mean, can you say some good values so that it will be helpful for us, to have a disciplined mind?
Yeah. So, yeah, disciplined mind. Like I said, the discipline also comes from the lifestyle. That is one thing. Another thing is also knowledge. Knowledge also makes our things very clear, because knowledge makes our intelligence very strong, and intelligence has a discrimination power. So it is able to discriminate between what is right, what is wrong. So these things becomes very easy, and that's why we should be able to. So knowledge is important, and in case we don't have the knowledge, then we should approach somebody who has knowledge about that particular thing. Because for some people, it is very, they are able to, like, of course, there are certain things given in Prabhupada books and all, but while dealing in practical scenarios, Some devotees, they have that kind of presence of mind, or some, what we say, they are able to understand, okay, here what they want to fix the mat, like the above. Here is on the harmony. Yeah, so they are able to understand immediately that this is the problem. So we should uh, get into. So in case we are able to understand by ourselves, that is best. If not, then we should approach somebody and immediately take guidance. We should not keep conflict go on for a long time. So immediately take decision, and after taking guidance for some time, then you also get to learn. It's not that you take guidance and you don't learn anything. You take guidance from someone who knows about it or who can explain that particular situation, and after that you also learn through that. Like suppose I want to do certain things in my life, then I'll go to Radhesham Pro. I will check with him. Prabhuji, is it good or it is not good? Is it aligned with the, what do you say, principles, or can we do like this? Can we do so? Anything has to be changed. We will just check with Prabhuji once, suppose, and then he will guide in some terms. Okay, yeah. Here we can, this particular principle here we can compromise. Here we have to be very strict. Yeah, like suppose voice, certain things are there. Then some things Prabhuji is very strict. A morning program, some things has to be there as it is. There you can't do any compromise. And some other things Prabhuji say, okay, in this particular situation you can do that. So then once you get a little bit understanding from the superior, next time we should be able to understand that, okay, in this case it happened. So that means I can also take decision in this particular cases. So like that decision confusion goes away. When we keep taking guidance, we also keep knowing about that. And we also get experiences. So in that also we get some more confusion goes away. So, and that is how it helps. Confusion goes. Okay. Yeah, so either we should be able to do ourselves or take somebody's help, but basically we have to overcome this. Otherwise, a lot of time just goes in that. Actually, initially, you see, even when new boys come to Krishna consciousness, for everything we have to tell them, okay, you are going home, no? What should you speak to the parents? Yeah, so all the things we have to be very much cautious because they don't put their intelligence sometimes. Yeah, so they may tell as it is something, and then parents say, no, you cannot go. So then we have to tell them, oh, see, very, very careful. We have even this session on dealing with parents, uh, PFR, dealing with parents, friends, and relatives. Then they understand, okay, I should deal like this. And so they get little training. But you see, once they come to the 1 year they spend in Krishna consciousness, then you don't have to tell them. Then you tell that, oh, this particular yatra is there, and they are ready. They say, oh, what about parents? No, parents, I will, that is done. I will take care. Don't. In the first year, we have to tell so much that, oh, you should tell like this to parent, that. But eventually, after spending some years, it becomes very easy for them. How to deal with the parents, how to deal with the friends in the hostel or colleagues in the company. So then it becomes, the confusion also reduces. So that is how, by the experience, knowledge, and our own conviction also should be there. Apart from this, our conviction also should be there. If we are not convinced, then we can't convince anybody. So our conviction is the main thing, and then secondary is learning these things also. You had question?
Yeah. Talking about principles like values. So by strong discipline, we'll establish values. Through the values, the discipline comes.
Yeah.
How we can in practical terms and through discipline, how we can learn values.
Yeah. Basically, as soon as we discipline ourselves, we come in the mode of goodness. So that's why good values also come, because we are keeping ourselves very strict. Okay, this is the time I should complete my sadhana. This is the time I should to do my studies. Or when we discipline ourselves properly, make plans and schedules, automatically we come in mode of goodness, and because of that, values also will be good, and we don't unnecessarily get into wrong things or wrong or mistakes or like that. We'll save ourselves from that. So good values means, and we will not have much. But this is sometimes the devotees also conflict may happen because of not having proper values or not having mode of goodness. So that also time will be saved. Then you can have lot of, will not be much confusion also. Sometimes some devotees have confusion. Oh, should I serve with this devotee or not? Yeah, because there is something going on. So they say, should I serve or not? There is confusion. But if you have good relation with everyone, Don't have to worry like that. So like that we can think about it. Yeah. Okay. So next, this particular thing depends. It is on the verse Dridha Vrata. So we'll read that verse also from Bhagavad Gita. So third advantage of benefits of controlling the mind is increased determination, Dridha Vrata. So read the points.
Strong mind does not keep bargaining with Maya. When determination is weak, the mind says, just today I can skip. Everyone is doing it. Later I will become serious. But a determined person follows what is right, not what is comfortable or easy. Practical example. A devotee decides.
Yeah. A strong mind does not keep bargaining with Maya. Should I do it or not? Sense gratification or Krishna consciousness. There is no bargain like that. He is very convinced. That's why as you grow in spiritual life, you see that the person becomes more and more stable. That is one of the sign of advancing in spiritual life also. The person becomes very stable in his spiritual practices. He doesn't have to bargain too much with Maya. What should I do? Should I? But when the determination is weak, then the mind says, "Oh, let us skip today. What is the big thing? Everyone is doing. Let us. Later, I'll become serious. One day, I'll become serious. The one day doesn't come only." Now we'll show the verse from Gita.
Isham Twaran
Antakatam
Antagatam
papam.
Papam. We can't hear you, Prabhuji.
Visible. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji, we can hear you now.
Oh, the voice went in between, no?
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Network. Hare Krishna. Now it's clear, no?
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji, clear.
Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji.
You read this verse. Esham tuantagatam papam jananam punyakarmanam te dvandva moha nirmukta bhajante mam dridhavrata. So, because Arjuna was also in the same confused state, same situation. He's not able to understand whether should I fight or not. And not fighting, he is giving so many explanations. I'll not fight. Every chapter, Krishna convinces Arjuna says, I'll not fight. And Krishna says, oh, this. And again, he says, he asks some questions. At the end, he says, I will not fight. And Krishna says, now we should fight. Now we should fight. Like that, it goes till 17 chapters. Okay, so read the translation.
Translation. Persons who have acted piously in their previous lives and in this life, whose sinful actions are completely eradicated, and who are freed from the dualities of delusion, engage themselves in my service with determination.
Yeah, so you see how the determination comes in service. Persons who have acted piously in previous lives and this life also. One may say, oh, I think I might have acted impiously in the previous life. No, but leave the previous life, but at least this life also, whose sinful actions are completely eradicated and who are freed from the duality of delusion. Of course, it seems very big. Let us say, Prabhupada, what is this? Read the purport.
Those eligible for elevation to the transcendental position are mentioned in this verse. For those who are sinful, atheistic, foolish, and deceitful, it is very difficult to transcend the duality of desire and hate. Only those who have passed their lives in practicing the regulative principles of religion, who have acted piously and have conquered sinful reactions, can accept devotional service and gradually rise to the pure knowledge of the Supreme Personality of the Godhead. Then, gradually, then they can meditate in trance on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the process of being situated on the spiritual platform. This elevation is possible in Krishna consciousness in the association of the pure devotees who can deliver one from delusion. It is stated in a Srimad.
No, that's it. So this elevation is possible in Krishna in association of pure devotees who can deliver one from delusion. So those who are sinful, those who are atheistic, foolish, deceitful, it is very difficult to transcend the duality of desire and hate. For them, it becomes they keep desiring things also, and desire and hate. This duality they are not able to. Sometimes they become too much materially desire material things and all comes. Sometimes they become too much hateful towards the things, like what is it? Envy also comes in that. That is all comes because of atheistic, especially non-devotees. This is very much prominent. Yeah, or somebody has committed a lot of sins, then for them also this problem comes. Foolish, deceitful, this thing comes. But Prabhupada is saying that practicing the regulative principles of religion, that is our four regulative principles, and who have acted piously and they have conquered the sinful reactions. Basically, when one starts performing sadhana bhakti, performing chanting, hearing, reading, all this devotional service, then gradually he rises to the platform of knowledge of the Supreme Personality of God. And Prabhupada is saying this elevation is possible in Krishna consciousness in association of pure devotees who can deliver from delusions. That's why we read Prabhupada books, hear from Prabhupada and spiritual masters like that. Read the next paragraph.
It
It
is
is
stated in this project can continue from.
It is stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam that if one actually wants to be liberated, he must render service to the devotees. But one who associates with mentalistic people is on the path leading to the darkest region of existence. All the devotees of the Lord traverse this earth just to recover the conditioned souls from their delusion. The impersonalists do not know that forgetting their constitutional position as subordinate to the Supreme Lord is the greatest violation of God's law. Unless one is reinitiated in his own constitutional position, it is not possible to understand the Supreme Personality or to be fully engaged in his transcendental loving service with determination.
Yeah, so if one actually wants to be liberated, he must render service to the devotees. So that is very, very important. Rendering service to the devotees. So that is how when we start serving the devotees, our spiritual master Prabhupada, then we see that slowly the delusion will go away. But one who associates with materialistic people is on the path leading to darkest region of existence. For him, the Dridhavrata, the determination doesn't come. But for one who is completely in devotional service, for him it becomes very easy. All the devotees of the Lord, they traverse to recover the conditioned soul from their delusion. That's how it comes. Unless one is reinstated in his own constitutional position, it is not possible to understand the Supreme Personality or to be fully engaged in his transcendental loving service with determination. What is our constitutional position? हाँ जीवेर स्वरूप है which das
Krishna
Krishnera Nitya.
Nityadas.
We have to become das of Krishna. That is our real position, not Maya das. Whose das? That is very important. So unless one is reinstated in a original position, then we can't understand the Lord only. So as soon as we know that I am Krishna Das, then okay, what is the responsibility of the servant of Krishna? Okay, serve the devotees, serve the spiritual master, chant the holy name. So then we come to our original position, then things become very easy. Then we get determination also by practice of devotional service. That is how Dhrida Vrata. That's what Krishna is telling that some people, so of course these things are here, it is mentioned about previous life and all the sinful reactions completely eradicated. That is all there, but Prabhupada is telling that all these things are possible if you associate with pure devotees. So even if we may not have past Sukruti, or in this life also there will be, what to say, all sinful reactions are not still eradicated. Still it is going on. But because we have taken shelter of the spiritual master, devotees, so then path becomes very easy. But contrary, association with materialistic people, that will cause problem. Yeah, read this practical example.
A devotee decides, no matter how busy I am, I will complete my daily chanting mentally. One morning he feels sleepy, and the mind says, take rest today, you can chant later. One day doesn't matter. But because he has Vridavrata, firm determination, he does not negotiate with the mind. He gets up and chants sincerely.
Yeah, see, practically, very easy it is. Very easy. Now it is feels very easy, but the situation comes, then it becomes difficult. So one morning he feels sleepy. So one thing is just to go and take rest. That's it. Another thing is you can or say that, oh, anyway you can chant later. Whole day is pending. Okay, let me go and just take rest. So one day doesn't matter. But what happens is, anyone knows what is the problem with this one day doesn't matter? Ah, correct. It becomes a habit. Today you do, then after a few days again mind says, that is how the habit starts becoming. Then we feel, okay, let me go sleep. And that's why initially when the boys come to the center, no, even if we make sure that they sleep early. Not that morning they feel sleepy, then it becomes difficult. And once if they go to take rest in the between, that's it. Then you're gone. He will get habituated for that. So that's why training has to be given before only, and that's why first you tell them to wake up by some 5:30 or something, and they'll come by 6 o'clock for the morning program. Next time you tell him to get up at 5 o'clock, come for morning around 5:30. So slowly, gradually, within a span of some 8-10 months or so, then he'll start coming at 4:30. So, so if we are not able to train ourselves, then somebody else should able to train us. That is how, and then we see once they come to 4:30, then it becomes very, what is it? They become very firm within a year. That is how the firm determination has come. Same devotee who was getting up 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the hostel. As soon as he comes in voice, we see that so much change happens. So that how the determination has come. This is a live example. That determination has come from because there is no negotiation with the mind. He has to negotiate with the devotee now. The devotee is asking, hey, you have to come. There is negotiation with the devotee. And the boy may be on the mind platform. Maybe we have to negotiate with his mind. That is how the situation comes. So that's why either we should have controlled mind or we should associate with someone who can help us to control the mind. Then it becomes very easy. Yeah, read the connection of mind. Different devotees can read, so that all devotees get opportunity.
Connection to mind. An
It's always
uncontrolled mind looks for excuses. A determined mind follows conventions. Determination gives the mind direction, strength, and stability, especially during temptation, laziness, or difficulty. Reference Bhagavad Gita 7.28.
yeah. An uncontrolled mind looks for excuses, and determined mind follows convictions. He understands, oh, conviction, I have to do it. This is right, I have to do it. A determination gives the mind direction, strength, stability, especially during temptations, laziness, or difficulty. So that's why determination. So there are multiple things. Determination comes from intelligence, and intelligence becomes strong by reading the scriptures. So intelligence becomes strong by reading scriptures. Mind becomes strong by chanting of the holy names, and ego gets purified by services. So that's why it is very important. Mind, ego, and intelligence. So these are the subtle bodies made up of these things. So each of this is related with all these important aspects of devotional service. And when intelligence is very strong, then determination also comes. And mind is also, that's why that is the main reason when we are doing chanting or reading, or third thing was service. So all these things are actually helping us to become more and more determined, controlling our mind. Simultaneously, that is also happening. Intelligence is also growing, becoming strong. Mind is also coming in control, and ego is also getting purified. Initially, there is more ego. Oh, I am doing it on my own strength. But later, you understand, I am not the doer. So it becomes easy. Through the process, also you understand. Through service, also, and devotees also make you understand. Yeah, that is how the things happen. Okay, fourth benefit, please read out.
Clarity. Clarity of purpose. Value acts like an internal compass for the mind. They constantly remind us why I am practicing Krishna consciousness. What is the goal of my life? What kind of person do I want to become? With clear values, the mind slowly drifts into routine and mechanical practice.
Yeah, values act like internal compass. Compass, no, goes only towards, that north only. It will not get deviated anywhere. Wherever you just rotate it here, there, again you say it's north only. Values act like internal compass. So as soon as you have good values, you understand that clarity comes. What I have to do, like especially whether it is like Krishna consciousness is our goal. For devotee, it becomes even more easy to take any particular path. He has to just see whether it is favorable for my bhakti or not. That's it. He doesn't have to worry about any other factor. He doesn't have to worry about money factor, or relationship factor, or any other factor. See, Krishna conscious, whether it is going on, if yes, then we have to other things. It becomes easy. You can just take that direction. That is like compass for the mind, and they constantly remind us, why am I practicing Krishna consciousness? What is goal of my life? What kind of person do I want to become? Without this, minds get into mechanical practice. Yeah. Next devotee, read the practical example.
To devotees who attend Mangala Aarti daily, one thinks this is my opportunity to serve and remember Krishna. Another thinks I am doing it because everyone does it. Externally, both look similar, but internally, one is purposeful and inspired, while the other may gradually become mechanical.
Yeah. So this is how the mechanical devotional service and Krishna conscious devotional service. So both are devotional service, but one is doing with full consciousness, another one is doing with, oh, क्या करना पड़ता है? I am supposed to go for Mangalati, or I am supposed to do this, like that. So supposed to, as soon as it comes, then one is not clear that why am I doing this? I'm supposed to chant. I'm supposed to chant 16 rounds, or I'm supposed to read 30 minutes every day, or like that. So as soon as you get liking for that, the clarity comes, clarity in purpose. This is opportunity for me to serve and remember Krishna. Suppose you are holding a preaching program, so वो क्या करना पड़ता है, हाँ? We have to distribute books, or we have to do some preaching. No, I am doing it so that so many people will be connected, and but my superiors will be so happy, my spiritual master will be so happy, Lord will be so happy, so like that. I am doing it because everyone does it, so that should not be there. Why do some devotees become mechanical after some years? So initially there is some kind of more consciousness is there, but over the years it becomes mechanical. So why it happens?
Because, because the mind forgets the purpose behind the practice. When values and purpose are not regularly refreshed, devotional activities become mere habits instead of heartfelt service.
Yeah, mind forgets the purpose behind the practice. What happens when we do same activity every day? Then one day we just forget only why we are doing this, and again we have to remind why we do what we do. Yeah, like we do it for the new people. We have to keep revising it. Why we do what we do. I think every semester we keep doing it. Then we understand. Okay, I am doing this for this purpose. So that remembrance is very important. That's why we made that books, sadhana, chanting books. So at least if you are not able to, if you are not able to remember, then we'll open that book and read out some of the statements during chanting also, or just give pause to chanting, read out, and then we get the purpose why we are chanting. This becomes okay. Connection to mind.
A mind
Connection.
without
Yeah, Vijit.
a mind without purpose wanders. A mind guided by values stays focused, inspired, and spiritually alive. Clear purpose protects the mind from drifting into complacency and keeps devotional life meaningful.
Yeah. Mind without purpose wanders. He doesn't have any purpose only, he just wanders. But when it is guided by spiritual things, then you see that it is very nice. Especially the instructions of the Guru. That also we can add here. Yeah. Then the mind, when it is guided by this, then it becomes very clear. So clear purpose protects the mind from drifting into complacency and keeps devotional service, devotional life meaningful. So this was what clarity and purpose. That also comes. So this is one more benefit of chanting the holy name. Controlling the mind. So this is how it happens. So even the mind gets controlled by chanting of the holy name, but still we also have to endeavor ourselves to keep the mind focused on everything, and especially learning these benefits will help us to get more focused in this. Okay. The next benefit is resistance to temptation.
Resistance to temptation.
Okay.
The
Just
mind nat-
one doubt is here.
Managing purpose. Like sometimes, some days with chanting rounds will be like at least completing the rounds is very like some days tired or for some reason the mood is also very low sometimes. So that time completing only feels very big and after completing I feel it was not at all good quality.
Yeah. He's telling that sometimes chanting rounds also becomes tough. Clarity is not there. Why should I do? Or sometimes it becomes burdensome also. So what to do in that particular case? So as I told, if we are not able to remember our purpose, we should approach someone, or best is hear some lecture or read some book or share reveal the mind to someone that, oh, I'm feeling like this, then get some purpose from him. Then we share our heart. That's why it is then guhyam akhyati prishyati. So as soon as we share our heart to someone, there only the 50-60% of the problem is already solved. As soon as you share, because till the time we don't share, we are trying to solve that problem with the help of our mind only. Where we are thinking, we are only trying to give different solution. Okay, I am facing this issue, what to do? Then the solution doesn't come, and instead of getting solution, we get more conflicting situation comes. We are not able to decide. Then time goes in that. That's why I said either we best thing is just open any book, just start reading, or just hear some lecture. Sometimes I also observed. Sometimes we may feel some sort of particular thing as burden. As soon as you hear lecture, you become very light. You hear some lecture, especially some spiritual master or any other speaker whom you like very much. Just hear the lecture for some time. You see that again that enthusiasm gets revived. Then you start chanting. Yeah. Then he will tell, or he tells about somebody who has in a very difficult situation. Also, he was so attentive in chanting or something. Then you hear about him. Then you also feel enthusiasm. Oh, my situation is not like that. I should also do it. So like that, when we talk with someone or hear from someone whom we are feeling inspiration from and all, then you see that mood completely changes. Yeah, because what happens in our daily routine also, sometimes our uh, dealings with other people or some outside, we go to outside also. Some those things also keep coming. Those things are like what we say, reducing our determination every time. So we have to keep increasing it with a nice devotee association. So this is the time we should immediately take their shelter. Or sometimes some great soul comes, we go and serve them. That also it's a kind of change you give to the mind instead of daily routine, or somebody every day goes to some office or something. Suddenly takes some break, goes to temple or goes to some nice association here from someone. Immediately you see that the mindset has changed. So these things also help us to get again back to the clarity. That's why hearing from devotees again and again very much important. Hearing or keep some role models also. You say that okay, this thing happened, I will remember Prahlad Maharaj, or even amongst our devotees also we can keep some role models. Even sometimes in our center also, some devotees will be very inspiring. You can ask them also, bro, I'm feeling like this. They say, oh, let us chant together. You are feeling difficulty, my rounds are already done, but for you, I'll chant a little extra. We'll chant together. Then you see that immediately you will feel more strong because now you are alone. At least now else is also there helping you in that situation. Becomes easy. That's what we found. Whenever we Ekadashi chant extra rounds, no, alone it becomes so tough. 64 rounds, very difficult. But as soon as you keep the nice atmosphere is made, devotees put all the mats. Tulsi Maharani is kept in the four places. Devotees sit in a circle. They'll keep Mahamantras and everything. Then that entire setting gives you nice clarity that oh, I have to do it. I know so many devotees are also doing it. Then you also get inspiration to chant. Even if sometime I say, oh, let us get up, just go and little go here, there, and come. But then somebody may ask in between, so how many rounds completed? You say, yes, then he is going to ask us. Suppose you say that I couldn't complete 16 only, somehow I am going on. He says, oh, I completed 32. And then immediately you get inspiration. Oh, 32 is done. Okay, I will sit now next. You go and take prasad. That is how the inspiration can come. That's why we should talk to devotees, share with them. That is also very important. Yes, Dhruv Pro, you can read. Resistance to temptation.
The mind naturally gets attracted to comfort, pleasure, and shortcuts. It constantly proposes things like just this one time, nobody will know. It's not a big compromise. But when intelligence is trained by strong values, it rejects wrong suggestions immediately.
Yeah. So mind naturally gets attracted to comfort, pleasure, shortcuts. Yeah. This just one time. Nobody will know what. That's how the mind cheats and has to get trained. Example.
A devotee is alone with a mobile phone late at night. The mind says, just watch for a few minutes, it's harmless. But trained intelligence replies, I know where this leads. My principles and spiritual strength are more important. So the devotee avoids the temptation before it grows stronger.
Yeah, because once you open the mobile, then your half an hour is gone. You'll be late to sleep. Already you're late. In that you sleep mobile again, it becomes late. So trained intelligence means you'll say, oh no, you or some devotees do that. Do not disturb. 9 o'clock or something. It is off already. You can it becomes off. Then you just otherwise mobile is also very tempting. What to speak of here? The resistance to temptation. So mobile is one of the very tempting thing. Always there with us. One has to be very careful. Like that. Okay, connection to mind.
An untrained mind follows impulses. A trained mind listens to higher intelligence. Resistance to temptation does not mean temptations never come. It means mind no longer controls our decisions.
Yeah. Untrained mind follows impulses. Impulse means basically anything comes, immediately you want to do that. That is untrained mind. Trained minds listen to higher intelligence. He becomes very resistant to temptation does not mean temptations never come. It means the mind no longer controls our decisions. In some aspect, we can observe that also. In some aspects, we fail. So those also we have to fix it properly. Gradually, it comes. It becomes easy. Over the if one is very strong in his practices and all, over the years, this temptation controlling also becomes very easy. Or sometimes just postpone, like Haridas Thakur formula. Yeah, Haridas Thakur, actually he had the temptation. Of course, he was not tempted by anything, but the prostitute came. So Haridas Thakur formula is, what was his formula? Postpone. Don't postpone our spiritual activities, postpone the Maya activities. So here, when the Maya herself comes also, prostitute comes once Maya comes. So Maya Devi herself comes, and then Haridas Thakur says no. I have, so he says that later. Now I have to complete my rounds. Later, so like that, mind will sometimes give some trouble, or some temptations may come. You say, okay, I will take it later, not now. And once you just postpone it, by the time next day comes, you have that temptation has gone. Now you don't have that particular thing. Correct? So it's like just postpone. Because sometimes what happens, that particular time the temptation is so much, you are not able to do anything. Then one feel, oh, let us compromise or something. But as soon as you say tolerate just maybe one more day or something, then you go next day it's become peaceful. It has everything has come to peace. So that has to be postponed. Those temptations and all. Again it comes again you say oh, again postpone, keep postponing, and one day forget about this. That is also one of the way. If you are not able to say no to temptation, say that later. Don't not now. Afterwards. That is also there. Temptation in the form of anything, even eating, sleeping. So sleeping also. Suppose sleep is coming, you say okay, I'll some time. But if you know that okay, some pressing thing is going to come, then basically you say okay, later I will complete this and do it. Complete this and do. Best is night go early to rest. Go sleep at 8 o'clock. That is also one of them. Or even temptation to different sense objects. Sometimes some attraction comes to a woman or something. One has to understand that this is not good for my spiritual life, and this is not the right time. Also, not proper thing. Somehow you just postpone that thought, and then next day you go, the thought has gone. What you did is you just postpone. That's it. Next day the thought goes, and by the time you hear something and all, you hear from some lecture, you read some books, immediately mind becomes very, oh, what kind of thought I got? Just I don't want to get into that, and then you are free from that. So, but what happens when starts contemplating on that thought, then the problem starts coming. That's how the problem starts. So one has to postpone Haridas Thakur formula. That is best. So now we are just better relation. Okay, one more point we'll take, then we will end our discussion. Okay, next devotee who has not read till now. Naman Bro.
Better relationships in devotee circle. When the mind is controlled by good values, relationships become healthier and sweeter. There is less ego, there is less ego, criticism, competition, and misunderstanding. Instead, humility and respect increase.
Yeah, when the mind is controlled by good values, relationship also becomes. This is also one of the benefit. Yeah, there is less ego, less criticism. Criticism is generally because mind is not controlled. We start what we say talking some ill about the person, and that too in absence of him. That when you talk in front of him, that is no problem. But when you talk behind him, that becomes criticism. Yeah. So competition, one wants to compete and all. Misunderstanding also comes because of this. Better relationships in devotee circle. That is also one of the advantage. Instead, humility and respect increase when our mind is in control. Yeah. Mind is in control and also values. So these are the benefits of both cultivating values and also controlling the mind. Both. Yeah. Practical example.
Practical example. Suppose a devotee is corrected by a senior in service. An uncontrolled mind thinks, why is he always correcting me? He doesn't respect me. This creates this creates hurt and distance. Why a trained mind thinks, but a trained mind thinks, maybe Krishna is teaching me humility through this situation. Instead of
Yeah.
reacting with ego, the devotee responds respectfully and learns from the feedback.
Yeah. Any situation comes, no, it is actually we should always think that Krishna is teaching me humility through this situation. That is the best way. We will be cool. Everything will be cool. Otherwise, we think, oh, why he is doing this? Why he is correcting me? He doesn't respect me. He doesn't understand my nature, position, like that. So actually, today only I was telling that one verse comes, no, Lalayet. Uh, my mobile. It was there in the ADC notes. Yeah, basically there is one particular. लालने बहवो दोष ताड़ने बहवो गुण लालने बहवो दोषा ताडने बहवो गुणा तस्मात् पुत्रं च शिष्यं च ताडयेत् न तु लालयेत्. What do you understand? हाँ. Hmm. Yeah.
Correcting.
So one is eager in finding faults like that. So
Yeah. Basically, lalan means pampering. You are able to see the screen, no?
yes,
No.
Prabhuji.
We can see the word screen, Prabhuji.
Yeah. That one only.
Okay.
I'll paste it here. See, lalane bahavo dosha, tadane bahavo. Where is your bahavo guna? So lalane means pampering. By pampering, what happens is dosha increases. Dosha, that means faults will increase in the person, because if you keep pampering the person, then his doshas increases. Whereas tadane, that means chastising him, what increases? Guna. That means his qualities will increase by chastisement. And that's why the spiritual master's first duty is to chastise the disciple. So in the Vedic times, you see, spiritual master will never do pampering to the disciples. They'll always chastise the disciple, and that is how the disciples become disciplined. And that's why his name also comes as disciple. So by chastising, he learns, he gets good qualities, whereas tasmat putram cha shishyam. So whether he is son or disciple, tadayat natu lalayat. That means chastising is always better than just pampering. Pampering means we are not doing any surgery. It's like you have a disease, you go to a doctor, and he says, "Oh, don't worry, everything taken care." Okay, Hare Krishna. That's it. You're not done anything. But surgery means he will give injection. Injection, especially child, you see, he doesn't want. If the injection is not given, he is very happy. Injection is given, he says, "Hey, why you are giving?" That is little painful, but it is going to heal his disease. But pampering, okay, you don't do anything. Oh, he's feeling so hurt. Oh, this boy is feeling so hurt. Better I don't give the medicine. I don't give the injection. So then he will be problem. So that's why this is very important. A better relationship in devotee circle. Sometimes devotee chastise, that is good only. Because what happens, we are also become sometimes proud. Whether the chastisement or correction comes by good thing or whatever it comes, but we learn many things. We become little serious. Otherwise, till that time we are also casual, little bit casually doing something. Suddenly somebody corrects or says something, then we start thinking, oh, how he said like this, and then you take shelter of Krishna in that way. You say that, oh, nothing better. I am also too much becoming casual with him, and that's why he spoke like that to me. So our also ego reduces. We take more shelter of the process, chanting and all. You know, correction is always good. We have to understand that my ego is getting purified through this correction or like that. So, and that's why this is very important. Instead of reacting with ego, the devotee responds respectfully, learns from the feedback. So our quality is also increasing. He is helping us to apply that Trinadapi Sunichana in our life. Amanina Manadena. Those who are disrespecting them also you respect. Like that. So, okay, thank you. Any questions anyone has? We discussed almost, I think, 5 points. 5 points we discussed, I think. What was the first point? First point was about stability in sadhana. That was the first benefit. What was the second benefit?
Freedom from inner conflict.
Freedom from inner conflict. Yeah, inner conflict, always tug of war is going on. Should I do? Should I not? What people will think? So should I do compromise? Yeah, so that clarity, the disciplined mind is very important, which comes by strong values, and values come either by our knowledge from the scripture or guidance from the superiors. Okay. What was the third benefit?
Increased
Strong
determination.
determination. Drida Vrata.
Drida Vrata, increased determination. In this respect, we also discussed the verse from Bhagavad Gita, 7.28. What was the verse? Yeah.
येषां
Aisham
संप्रदानं पापं
Jananam Punya Karma. Te dvanda moha nirmukta bhajanti mam dridhavrata. So that dridhavrata, when it is there, determination, then the mind will not bargain with Maya. Keeps fighting, should I do, should I not? So that thing doesn't come. You understand what is right and he follows that. Yeah. So uncontrolled mind looks for excuses and determined mind follows convictions. He is convinced about. And what was the fourth benefit?
Having clarity.
Clarity of purpose. And how the clarity comes? What was the example we discussed? Clarity. Elevating through goodness, correct. Activities we do that will help us to come to the mode of goodness and we become this. No, that was next. Compass also. Basically, that analogy we discussed, compass it, where purpose is very clear. So because when Krishna consciousness is in the center of our life, so all the decisions we will take to make that what things will are favorable for my Krishna consciousness will go to that direction only. And initially, we also discussed about the devotees, how one devotee was little confused what to speak to the parents, what to say, dealing with the parents and all. Another was very convinced, and he convinced because of his conviction, he convinced his parents and relatives, everyone, to take up to Kantimala. So for him, the life became very easy. For others now, he is not able to do, or he is little confused, or he is not having that conviction. Then you should take guidance from someone. So we also discussed about how the new boys when they come, the mentor has to continuously guide him what to do, what not to do, what to talk, what to eat, everything we have to tell him. We have to don't eat night, eat before. All the things has to be. And also we discussed why do some devotees become mechanical after some years. Forget the purpose behind the practice. So that purpose and how that purpose will be revived. Hmm. Refresh our purpose. Again and again, we have to remind ourselves either go to some devotees and convey them about your things, or hear some lecture or some devotees whom we are feeling very inspired from, and then we can start. We will understand, remember the purpose, and then we will be clear. And then resistance. Oh, I already talked. Next point. Resistance to what?
Temptation.
Temptations. So resisting temptations. That is the next benefit by controlling the mind and getting wonderful values. So mind always gets attracted to three things. What are those three things? Comfort. Yeah. Yes, anyone? Mind gets attracted to three things. Hmm? Comfort is there.
Lethargy.
No. In the comfort, lethargy also comes.
Sense objects.
No. Mind gets attracted to sense object, but what you get from sense object, he gets attracted to that actually.
Pleasure.
Yeah, pleasure. Correct. Comfort, pleasure, and one more thing was there.
Fame.
Huh?
Fame. Getting
Fame.
popularity.
Popularity, no. Of course, this is little difficult. Shortcuts. It constantly proposes things like just like one time, nobody will know, just this time. Or he wants to take some shortcuts, compromising on the values. Actually, Srila Prabhupada also was very uncompromising on his principles. And that's why he says anything comes, Prabhupada was, you ask something, Prabhupada is ready with his answer. So when somebody is very fixed in his values, conviction, then because his connection also develops with Krishna and he's able to exactly take a decision which will be alignment in the Guru Parampara and also benefiting for the devotee and the mission also. And the last one that we discussed today, last benefit. Yes, Satyam Prabhu. Satyam Prabhu, Agam Prabhu, and who else is? What is the last benefit that we discussed just before revising? Naman Prabhu read that point. Is anyone else?
Having a good devotee friend circle.
What are the benefits?
Relationships become better.
Relationships in devotee circle, yeah.
Ah,
There we discussed the point about chastisement also. The mind is controlled by good values, relationships become healthier and sweeter. Yeah. So instead of reacting with ego, devotee should respond respectfully, learns from the feedback. Okay, thank you all very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Prabhuji,
you
for
for
the
the
class.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.